Hopefully you had a chance to think about the problem for a little. It'll be interesting to see if your ideas are similar to the ideas the blockchain has come up with. Like we mentioned, the blockchain views the financial system as something it can improve. It started off by trying to replace the banks as a trusted third party. Whether it's working or not is something we're still finding out. What we do know is that it's come up with some amazing solutions to a few of the problems that it's trying to solve. So here we go. First, banks having all this information is crucial, but is it ideal for banks to have complete control over all this data? They have access to everything we do with our money and can choose whether or not they want to share it with us. Maybe it's better if everyone had access to these records. Instead of having a ledger maintained by the bank, we could create a shared ledger that everyone has access to. If this were possible, it would allow everyone complete control over their information. Is there a way we could use this shared ledger to establish the same level of security and trust that the banks provide? Here's another problem that we might be able to solve. Right now, if you want to send money to someone else, banks often aren't the only third parties that handle it. Whether you use a credit card, PayPal, Venmo, Snapcash, or any other way to send money, you're giving your information to them too. Now they need to communicate with the banks, and they're also handling your money. This list of companies grows pretty quickly as you try to do more complicated transactions. This can result in delayed transaction times and fees that are collected by the companies handling your money. The blockchain is trying to fix this too. By creating a shared ledger, the blockchain makes it possible to bypass these third parties. This allows you to send money more quickly and can cut down on the fees associated with making a transaction. So those are some of the problems the blockchain is trying to help solve. You may have had different ideas, and that's fine too. They could end up being things we cover later on, or maybe there's some problems that you'll be the first to solve. One thing to note is that we don't know yet for sure whether or not this will actually work. But there's been some amazing progress so far. I'm mentioning that because it's important to know that this is all a work in progress. It's not like the blockchain is perfectly figured out as a solution that we're just waiting for everyone to adopt. Its ideas are still being built, tested, and improved. What's amazing to me is the opportunity we have to be a part of this solution. So hopefully now you have a better idea of the problem the blockchain is trying to solve and some of the core ideas they've implemented to try and help solve them. Keep this in mind as we move on to more complicated topics. It really helps to keep things organized in your head to reflect on how they contribute to building these solutions.